In this presentation is just going over who is it that is listening to your digital presence. They're listening at each one of those points on that map, out on the social networks, reading on your blog posts, on your website, looking at your services page, and inside your email marketing. So the first group of people that's looking at your website are clients, and they're looking at the website as a way to get the value and information that they need from you without needing to pick up the phone yet. At this point, research shows that even actually in an e-commerce situation, which means like buying physical products, whether it's a picture frame or a microphone, or your next cell phone, or actually even cars, 85% of that buying process happens before they actually pick up the phone and talk to you. And so you really want to address this entire process for your prospects, because they're going to check you out. And if someone else is doing this process better than you, you might lose that prospect to them. And so that's why you need to address this. Next group of people that are definitely checking out your website it's around the PR, it's around the press. If you're going to be in if you're going to be in publicized pieces, they're going to hopefully have a backlink to your article, and that they want to know that what it is that they're putting out there about you, and that the people who click from their digital presence over to yours, that it's going to look great, and that they're going to see what it is that you have decided. You have created an elegant presentation that will be an excellent piece of follow-up to the content where they quote you. They want, when someone comes over to your website, for that to actually be just a nice, smooth transition. Who else is looking at your website is, well, the authorities. And I've seen people go through audits and talk to friends going through audits. And, in general, this level of the process needs to be completed by the web designer and at that level, but they might not know what you need out there. They might not know, oh, no, sir, you actually definitely need to talk to your attorney about this, because, what you have for your terms and conditions, your privacy policy, that's actually not an expertise. They can implement it, but that's not an expertise that they have. There are very few people who actually understand financial services compliance environments, who are marketers, and can actually differentiate. And even if they do, they're not an attorney, they're not a lawyer, and it's best, as you know, to pay for the proper specialized advice. The last group of people who are watching you are, other members of the Financial Planning Association, our friends, our peers, folks who are other planners that are looking to you for your thought leadership and are learning about how to be a better financial planner from you. Also the vendors that we have that come and support these events that we produce, Financial Planning Association produces for us, as well as other allied professionals like myself who want to support you in your practice. Now that we've discussed who it is that is looking at your website and the different states and questions they might have when they're coming there, what it is that they might be trying to glean out of your email marketing process and understand about what your strategy is as you're posting on the internet, I wanted to discuss just a couple good items to have on the footer of your website. Please check with your lawyer on each of these items, especially when it comes to your specific compliance environment and how that applies to privacy policies and terms and conditions. These two items are generally just a good idea to have on your website. You can go out and you can Google some plain format versions of this, but again, please confer with your lawyer on the specifics that you need for your firm. The next item that I think is good to include in the footer is a link directly to your ADV Part 2. So instead, I've seen a number of advisors just link over to the SEC or to the IARD. I'd like you to take the next step beyond that. What I'd like you to do is to go to the IARD, look yourself up, go and click on the link over to your ADV in the Part 2 that we need to have disclosed, and take the link from there And let's put that link in the footer of your website. I also suggest that you put it in your email, and also good disclosure information at the beginning of your email marketing is always a good idea. But check with your compliance officer about the best strategy and way to do that. The last section of what I wanted to discuss on this page is called GDPR. And what GDPR is compliance for digital marketing. This is a series of laws that were rolled out in the European Union last year and took effect. And most of who they're looking for in the big agencies and the people who might give you fines, they're actually looking at like Facebook and the really big agencies, Credit Karma, just all of these websites that have millions of users, and making sure that they are giving proper control, disclosure, and transparency around the storage of personally identifiable information, as well as how that is retained and used. And lastly, it actually gives a lot of control to the user as well. At this point, the law is only actually applicable in the European Union, and if you have clients in the European Union, you do need to abide by these laws. But if you're only in the United States, this is not presently the law of the land. It is, however, a good idea. It's good disclosure. It's a good way to do it. And so I do expect the rest of the world to take this on just in terms of increasing data transparency.